What is going on, everyone? My name is Kenneth Beard. You all may know me as Ken Beard Trades. And today I'm going to break down some of my trades that I placed today, some of the things that I'm looking up coming forward this week, and the plans that I have, the goals that I have with this new account that I've just started. So, you guys may call this a small account challenge, but it's just a small account, um, and I'm looking to, grow this account over the time, focusing purely on percentage gains, nothing else. So, just started an account yesterday with $1,000. Um, just barely broke even today. Didn't really find much plays. There was a couple plays, but just didn't get the best entries and exits. But started this account with 1,000. Yeah, this number's kind of off. This 2,000% number because the account wasn't at anything at first. It was at $44, and I just put $960 in it. So um, I'm gonna go over some of the trades that I placed and really break down my thought process. And this is also going to help you guys, just see firsthand, someone like a beginner like me in my journey. Because before this, I actually blew up a $2,000 account, and so I'm coming back at it again with another small account. And this account, I don't believe in putting in money that you know you can't afford to lose. And for me, I want to follow the rule that if you can't manage a small amount of money, you will never be able to manage a large sum of money. So, starting small here, just with $1,000. Want to slowly grow this, to slowly get consistent with little size, focusing, like I said, purely on percentage based, trades. Just want to be focused on what are the percentage of my, probably like what are, how many times is my setup working? I want to see the percentages. I want to see that instead of the money. I came in the first time with my approach thinking too much about the money. So focusing purely on percentages, focusing purely on managing my risk. So let us stop talking and get over some of these trades. So I traded, if you guys can see all the entries and exits here. I traded all Apple today. Apple is one of those stocks that I really like. I know its price action. I know its options pricing quite well. So I trade Apple quite a lot. And I didn't really start trading it until the price, to the stock split, the 4-to-1 split, just because it allowed me to afford it, a little bit more. So at first, I think Apple was trading about $400, but now I can afford it. So that is why, with the account size that I have, with the risk management and the risk tolerance that I have, that is why I now trade Apple. So Apple, today, my first trade on Apple was at 943. So we go to 943 here, and we can clearly see that I had a level here at 1525. Now this level I had here was actually one of my levels that I had in the pre-market. So I was watching that level. I was like, okay, this is a pre-market low. And so I was already focused on that because it was the pre-market low. And so as Apple came to the pre-market low, we held. And my first entry was here at 943. So I entered in at 943 and I exited at 944 for a loss of, I think, about um, I can't I think it was about $20. Nothing too major, but it was a loss and I got stopped out. And so the reason why I got stopped out here is, if you can see, I entered in here. I had my stop relatively tight. I wanted this thing to go. And the reason why I wanted it to go was because we paused and we held here, and I saw this movement go down. I said I want to see it stay below 1525, and it just went right back above 1525, and I just got out. I got out, and so right after that, we had the move actually go. And so it was quite, I was like, wow, okay, maybe I should have held this. But At the same time, I was following my rules. I was following, I was like, I want to stay tight on this thing, just because I have a rule that I don't like to trade the first 15 minutes of the market, and this trade was borderline at 9:43, so 2 minutes away from the 15-minute mark. But just that 2 minutes, I was like, okay, I'm not following my plan as strict as I should be, and so as soon as that happened, I just got out, and so maybe that's me, just me not following my plan. Next time, just strictly do 15 minutes. Wait the first 15 minutes of the opening bell, and any plays after that, any support resistance setup after that, then, and that's all a psychological thing. That's all. Can you handle your plan thing? So that was for that Apple, that first trade on Apple. So that second trade we got was at 9:45. So I entered in right after, the next minute after. And so I was chasing. I was chasing. The move went super quick after, and I decided to get back in, and it got stopped out again right after we pulled back here. And so first two trades of the day were losses. That throws you off psychologically. It threw me off a little bit psychologically, but I knew, okay, next trade I see, let me not just jump right back into it. Let me wait for a setup. Here, there was no setup. I entered in clearly, purely off of emotion. Clearly and purely off of emotion. You see the breakdown, and you enter in something like this, you can easily get wicked out. And that's what happened to me. Pushed down, and the two candles pulled back, and I got stopped out again. And so I wanted this thing. I don't know what I wanted. I don't know what I was thinking was going to happen after this, but I was just seeing it push down and decided to jump in, and got these two engulfing candles, and I was like, I don't trust it. And so I got out at right here on this candle at 9:49, and I got out because I just didn't like that price action. If we go here, you see this, you get in here. I actually held through these two candles. I held through these two candles, and we did that. And I'm like, okay, let me hold. Then we did something like that, and the volume started decreasing. I was like, I'm out. I don't want this thing to just rebound. This was giving me strong rebounding vibes. But after, you can see that we clearly continue to go lower. So my next trade was at 9:50. So not too long after. Now I waited for a setup this time, and my setup was getting in on a break, or anticipating the break of this 114.75 area. And so I entered in at 9:50s right here, and we pushed down. After I saw this push down towards the level, I entered. And I'm like, okay, we failed to go higher. It rejected it. I'm watching time and sales. Volume start to kind of slightly kick in on this push down. We could potentially, this is a good setup, a good anticipation play setup. I like these type of plays where we go up and then we can anticipate the break. Now, I don't like to risk a lot on those, because usually on those anticipation breaks, they're quick in and out. I don't stay in those very long, because anticipating anything can get you messed up, especially with trading options. You're wrong, your premiums drop like crazy. And so push down, and then we held. Now this was kind of frightening, but I had my stop in place, and so I held. Next candle does something like this, and then we drop. And so right after that strong momentum push down, I exited. I like to sell most of my plays in the strength. I like to hold, and as soon as we get a nice strength push with some volume, or just I see the bids or the ass getting taken out, then that's when I just exit it. I like to sell into strength. I like to add and average in. If I'm averaging in, I like to average in when there's not a lot of volume. When there's not momentum, to catch that momentum. So if, let's say I was playing this, and we got something like this, a good average would have been up here somewhere. A good average would have been up here somewhere. But as of right now, I'm not really focusing on averaging in. just because my account isn't where I want it to be yet. I'm not comfortable averaging in anything right now, until um, I start to get consistent with just 1, 2 contracts. Next play is that, oh yeah, and I exited this trade at 9:54. So now here on the push of this candle, I got out. Okay, this next trade. So the next trade I took was at 10:13. So let's go to 10:13. So the next trade I took was at 10:13. Now I'm gonna tell you right off the bat, this was a bad trade, and I'm gonna tell you why this is a bad trade. First off, I entered in right up here, 10:13. This candle, this formation is clearly overextended. You get three large, just like you could see the bullishness of these candles. When candles are large like this, that means that this candle is very volatile, and this is a large move being made. This is a bullish candle. These are very bullish candles. These large body candles, and so 3 of these in a row. Now, and me getting in at the third one, that was a bad move. That was a bad move, and just because this is overextended, this is overextended. What I should have did was, if I wanted to, I should have entered in on a pullback and on a push and on a break of 25. When we opened up above 25, that should have been my entry immediately, just for the scalp up here. But didn't do that. Got in up here, and right after stock failed, had my stop at, if we get back into the range of 25. We did, and so I exited, and that was that. And so took a loss on that one. Gave back all of the profit from that last trade, which was quite frustrating, but it is what it is. 10:17. So next trade was at 10:17. So my next trade was at this level here on a break of this high. Now I originally wanted to play the retest. I originally wanted to play the base and the retest of support or previous resistance. As you know, previous resistance usually on a break turns into support, and I saw this happening. I saw this candle engulf. I wanted to enter in, but I couldn't get filled, so I missed out on this, on catching a little bit more profit. So I got in when it finally broke, and we had this wick up and we pulled back, which was frightening. But the next candle pushed up, and after seeing this candle, that showed me weakness, and so I just got out on that straight when I could. It's like I don't really see this going any higher, and as you can see, we didn't go any higher. So that was a good exit for that play. So that was just not much, just a 3-cent scalp. These scalps are like 3.7 cents. I think the most I made was like 20 cents. So not really big scalps, but was playing mostly out of the money contracts. And so the delta, when you got playing out the money, they're not going to move as rapidly as any other contracts in the money. So my last and final play was at 11, and this will really push me above break even. And I made about $20 in this trade because I was red. And so right here we hit it back. So we had recently just broke out a lower day, and we were holding this 114.30 level. If we go to the 15, let's see what level that was. Don't know which level it was, but it was a level. So I think I was anticipating this breakdown here, so I had it right there. And so as I saw it push down, I saw 114.30 hold, and we started to just kind of hold that level. And as soon as we started to make our move down, I entered in, saw volume start to kick in, entered in at 11:22 here. Right after we pushed, like I said, volume push, I sell into strength all the time. I don't even look to hold these things. I just sell it into the strength. I take whatever money I made on the pop. Usually, when you get a pop like this, Apple does that a lot through key levels. When you get a pop, your premiums flip, and so that's all you need for a scalper. So was in there, it did that, got out, broke even, was up about $15, and that took me out of break even for that. You know, just slightly break even. Only made $6 today. Nothing, nothing. Now, like I said, I'm not focusing on the money. I'm not focusing on the money. I'm focusing purely on my setup, purely on mastering my setup, finding what my strengths are, and percentages. Those are what I am focusing on, nothing else. Don't care about the money right now. The money will come only if you can stay consistent. So, hope you guys learned something from that video. Those were all the plays that I took today on Apple. Um, and Apple finished off today red. So, after this, going to go ahead and make my next day pre-market analysis, so we can get ready for the trading day tomorrow. And I hope you guys have a great day. Don't forget to like, comment for any ideas, any questions you guys may have, and subscribe. And I will be back with another video in the future. Thank you.